Everyone, thank you for joining me today on my journey into astronomy in this light polluted state of New Jersey. My name is Donald and this is Look Up NJ. So I'm coming to you today from South Jersey. I am over near the Warren Forest, which is one of the less light polluted areas of New Jersey. Not that that's saying much. I've always been kind of into astronomy. I got my first telescope only about 2 weeks ago, which is this 90mm reflector. It's not great, but it's also not terrible. It's really good for things like looking at the moon. I can definitely kind of see Mars, even though it's kind of like a small dot. And I haven't had the chance to see Jupiter or Saturn yet, as none of them have really come over the horizon. However, this bad boy here I got today, or actually just the other day, and this is the newer tabletop Dob 150mm. I am very excited to use this today, and we are going to journey through this together. I am very new to this. I don't really know the night sky well. That's why I actually ended up going with the reflector first to help me learn. As anyone knows, with the Celestron, they come with a really nice app that really kind of helps pinpoint and find the things that you're looking for. So we're definitely going to take advantage of that tool. I'm actually going to be doing it's a certificate that you get for finding 110 things that are in the sky. I am not sponsored in this, but I am a big fan of this book. It's 110 Things You Can See Through a Telescope by John A. Reed. He actually has a really nice YouTube channel, Learn to Stargaze. So definitely check him out. Really cool about this book is that it comes really well detailed on everything you need to set up a telescope, especially if you're new to this. It's broken down by seasons, so it kind of gives you targets to hit. It tells you how hard they are to see with light pollution, which I will be obviously using, and it helps you catalog everything that you do. You draw what you see, and this will really help me get that certification. If you are new to astronomy, I do recommend getting the book, whether you plan on going for any certificates or not. It's definitely helpful to know what you can and can't find and how difficult they are to find. I am also going to be going after the lunar certificate for the moon, so this way whenever the moon's out in full brightness, it's really hard to see things out really far. So this way I can still catalog the moon and go for that certification as well. Really, the point of the channel is just to take you along with my journey. There are things that I will try to do as I learn it. I will go over it with you, things like calibrating the Dob. So, I mean, again, I'm glad you're joining us for this journey. I hope that you get as much out of this as I do. Going over some of the things, I do have a 25mm, I have a 6 and a 10. I do have red lights, so when it gets dark, obviously we don't mess up our ability to see. I do have some Barlows. I probably won't use these, and I do have tools for, even though this is cheap, I do plan on upgrading this, but this way I can maybe get some pictures and show you guys what I'm seeing. I am using the Samsung 25 Ultra. It's a great camera, so hopefully I can get some nice shots with that. Yeah, and that's kind of it to get into this. I am using a laser scope. This actually came with a crosshair finder. This thing is honestly trash. I've only used this like twice so far, just to kind of get a feel of it to see if this is kind of what I wanted to do. But I've always had a passion for space and stars, and I've just never done anything with it. It's starting to get a little darker now, so it's almost time. I just want to go over that this is a 90mm aperture, which I know the recommended is like 101 or 102 for the reflectors, and I didn't really do a lot of research when I bought it, but it serves its purpose. Like I said, it's really good for helping me learn the sky, and it does get some pretty good pictures of the moon. For this guy though, I am very excited. I have not used this yet. Again, this is the Celestron 550mm tabletop StarSense. It does come with a really cool app, which I will show later. Also, happy 4th of July. You guys will probably see this after that, but still, I hope you guys had a really good holiday. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be out until about 3 or 4 a.m. It is roughly about 9 now. I am going to do some things with the moon. I'm going to do a time lapse, so this way, you know, I'm not boring you with a bunch of nonsense, and I will try to get pictures and show you the things that I can see as I go. Again, guys, thank you for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed the content, and I hope to continue doing this. This is more of a passion project than anything, and I hope to eventually be able to upgrade and do better as time goes. All right, so just hang in there and we'll get rolling here shortly. So I got some really nice pictures of the moon to kind of get the night started. Everything else is kind of not out quite yet. It's still a little early, especially during the summer. Anyone that knows, I mean, it gets dark around 9:30-ish, but it really doesn't get true dark until about 11. And the downside about the summer is that true night also ends around 3 a.m. And then even though it's still dark, you start losing a lot after 3. So there's only a very small window to see things. Now, the moon came out really nice. And then what I actually kind of did is I kind of pre-wrote a list of things that I'm going to hunt down tonight and try to get pictures of and see, obviously, with the naked eye. I will tell you, I cannot speak highly enough about this, at least when looking at the moon. This is absolutely gorgeous. The other one looks good, just obviously not as good. I also realized the difference in the eye lenses that I have for the two, because the one that came with the 90mm, they're okay, but does not pull out the same quality of picture that I got from the one that came from the 150 here from the Celestron. I am going to eventually invest. I think the next big investment I'm going to get is a tripod for this, and also a changeable eye lens, so I can change my focal length by simply turning instead of switching out the pieces, because that kind of gets a little annoying. You kind of lose, I don't really lose it with this, but with the refractor, the tripod's not very good, so it doesn't really do a good job at holding its position. I believe I have Mars until 11:30. Mercury is probably almost past, so I'm probably not going to see Mercury. Neptune is coming up around midnight, and so is Saturn, so I am going to get them. They just won't be high enough in the sky until about 2, 3 a.m. The other downside about Saturn, which I have not had a chance to see because it's always too late to come over the horizon up until today, is that the rings are kind of flushed with the planet, so we're not going to get a lot of pictures of the rings so much. At least I don't think so. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. But yeah. All right, so just kind of hang in there. We'll see what else we can get. So I was able to get some good looks at Mars. I thought it was a little low, so I didn't think I'd get it, but I actually did. It looks really nice in the telescope. I did try a Barlow. A lot of people kind of suggest not doing that. Honestly, I kind of agree. I did try a ×5 on a 6mm, and I did get really close. I mean, I'm able to see it. I just can't focus enough to like get real details out of Mars. But that's all right, though. I mean, from what I hear, Mars is kind of like that, especially with these smaller telescopes. Maybe when I eventually, my goal is eventually get like a Dob 12 or a 16. I would love a 16. I don't know how I would really transport it yet. But I do have, I'm pretty sure I can definitely transport the 12. There was another one that I looked at. Spica? Yeah, Spica. That looks nice. It's just very bright. It's just a star. Nothing too special about it. I'm going to get ready to start looking at some nebulae here in a second. I did not grab pictures of Mars. I just couldn't get a good enough picture where I felt like it was worth pulling all this down just to take a picture of it. But yeah. All right. So back to it. So I was able to get Lagoon Nebula. I did grab some pictures. You can't really see anything outside of the cluster of the stars there, but I still thought it was really cool, worth the frustration. I will tell you, as a personal opinion, this thing is trash. I am definitely going to upgrade this. I hear Celestron phone holder for these things are a lot better, like really top notch, but they're like $80. So eventually I'll end up getting that. Maybe I'll make that the next purchase before I get the tripod for this. But yeah, so far, so good. So for this book, I'm supposed to illustrate what I see. However, to be honest with you, I think I'm going to wait until it's higher in the sky, so it's not so much light pollution. Maybe then I'll be able to see some of the hourglass-like look that comes into this. And maybe be able to see the cloud even a little bit. So I'm actually not going to do the illustration yet. However, if I do find one that looks really good and I can get a solid picture of, we'll definitely do that. But yeah, other than that, for the moment, let's see what the next one we'll look for. I think we'll do M22, the globular cluster. I'm probably butchering names. Just so you know, that is going to be a regular trend. I am terrible with pronouncing these things. So, but this is a cluster. It's up until about 5:30 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see if we can find it. I couldn't really see Lagoon Nebula. I did look up M22, which was the cluster. I can see the stars. They're nice, but, you know, not really, again, worth the hassle of trying to get the pictures of. I did look at M81 and M82, which are two galaxies over there. I can see them, but they're still kind of low into the light pollution right here. Realistically, I would need them to be more above, which I don't know if they're going to get up that far or not, because they are up all night, but I think it kind of rotates on the outer edge, but we'll see. I'll try again in a little bit. I did try to look at M31, which is our sister galaxy, Andromeda, but too far on the horizon. It was coming up at 9:30, so that's actually not a surprise. It should be a couple hours before that comes up. So now I'm in the stars. I looked at Alpha Boo. Very pretty, straight up in the sky, very bright, looks very nice. What's really also kind of cool about this app is that it does provide actual information about the stars. So one thing I am definitely going to do is start trying to learn, and hopefully you guys continue to adventure with me while I do this, but learn the constellations. Like, I obviously know them, but learn their rotation, well, you know, which ones are in what season, so on. And then start learning a little more about these celestial objects I can actually see. I'm going to take a moment. Seen a lot of really cool stuff so far. I am overall very happy with this. As you notice, I had to take the reflector down. It was kind of in the way for the two galaxies over there. I was trying to see M81 and 2. So next I'm going to run down the remaining stars that I have on my list here. One being Zeta Mizar. Told you, terrible. And there's an open cluster I'm going to check out, which is CR399. It's roughly about 10:30 now, so we've been at this for about an hour and a half. give the rotations time to get a little higher up, and we'll go from there. All right, cool. Talk to you in a short bit. I was able to look at Zeta, which Zeta is actually at the end of the Big Dipper, which I actually didn't notice. That's what I was looking at, and it's actually a double star, and they're actually really close together. Now, I couldn't really see them with the 25, but when I put the 10 on, I can actually see them both very well, because they're like right on top of each other. And that was really kind of cool. I always have to turn the red light off. I can't really see well when it's on. But it's definitely worth a nice little look, because it's a very pretty combination of the two, especially when you get them both in the focus. So the big problem with New Jersey, which I'm sure is not only a New Jersey problem, is that it's very moist out here. So everything's starting to get kind of wet. So I might very well put this book away for now, especially since I'm out of the book requiring parts here for now, because I couldn't see a real very good, because, you know, these stars aren't part of this. It's just these nebulae and all that. I'm gonna, you know, go back to it. I only have a couple. I have one more star in a cluster to look at, and then we'll take a small break, and yeah, we'll get to it. The cluster at CR399 was pretty cool. I couldn't see Almatch or Gamel. I'll go with Gamel. That's in the M31, and that galaxy is just too low for me to see yet. We do have Neptune that's going to be available tonight around midnight. It'll just show up as a dot. I'll see about getting a picture of that. But Saturn should be visible probably about 2 a.m. That's kind of the main thing that I'm waiting for, is Saturn. For now, we'll kick in and hang out for a moment more. And all right, so guys, just hang up in there for me. Now, I do know that you guys might be thinking, why did I bring this bad boy, right? He's definitely not as good as this guy here, and why bring him if I'm not going to use him? It's just, this is my new toy, and it definitely gets better images. For now, though, like I said, I'm going to step out for a moment. I'm going to go eat. It is definitely very moist out here. Some of my papers are kind of wet. My recommendation, in a high humidity location, definitely get the hardback of that book if you're going to get it. It's definitely more worth it. It's a beautiful night overall, though. So I'll be back in a short bit. Alright, so we're back out here. It's almost midnight. You know, for anyone who isn't into this yet, or someone that might be thinking about doing it, just know that this takes a lot of patience. You know, sometimes you get very lucky, sometimes you don't. Unfortunately, in New Jersey, light pollution is always kind of a problem. But, you know, such is the nature of the beast. There's also something else that I'm going to work on, where I'm going to drive around. I have some locations marked. I'll take you guys for that journey as we explore other locations that have actually lower light pollution than here. Belle Plaine State Forest has a very low light pollution. So there's some other places out this way, but yeah, let me get to it, and I'll talk to you shortly. I tried to look at the Eagle Nebula. I can see it, I just can't really see the patterns around it, but I can definitely see the stars. However, the other thing that kind of sucks about Dobbs, if you didn't know, is you can't really take long exposures. You get these streaks across it. I definitely tried, but I am gonna also try the Dumbbell Nebula, see if maybe I can get something out of that. Yeah, and you know, as always, just giving you the updates. I was able to somewhat see the Dumbbell Nebula. Got some pictures of it. Took me a little bit to get it. I don't think the pictures are very good, but it's because I can't do long exposures. But you can definitely see it, which is kind of cool. I mean, mark that for at least one nebula that I got to see the actual cloud for. But yeah, and onward to the next. I was able to see M7, which is a bunch of blue stars. They're very bright. They're actually really nice to look at. I hope you enjoyed those pictures at least. I'm gonna go kind of through this guide and see what other ones are really easy to look at while I kill some time while I wait for Saturn and them to come up. I was able to get M6, which is the butterfly cluster, and I got some nice pictures of it. Oh, my thingy went off, okay, and it turned out really good. I liked it. It's really pretty. You can see it really well in the picture. Sorry about that. There we go. And yeah, oh, as you can tell, I threw my hoodie on. It got a little tiny chilly. Nice. And then my phone died, the one that was using my my StarSense. So I'm gonna have to charge that real quick. Yeah, maybe my battery's dead in the other one because it keeps turning off as well. So everything seems to be dying on me. I don't know if everything's gonna last long enough to get to breed time. See, so, well, I'm dedicated. I'll hang out until Saturn comes out, even if I end up running out of light altogether. But all right, onward. With everything getting kind of wet while I wait, since everything's kind of dying, I'm going to go ahead and pack up for a little bit. So I'm going to kick back and relax for a little bit in the car while I let my other phone charge. I'll catch you guys in a short bit. And since my other red light decided to die, batteries didn't really last very long. I was hoping they at least make it through the night, but they definitely did not, which is a lesson learned. Just means I need to bring extra batteries next time to make sure that works, because now I am pretty much blind. I am gonna say that honestly I'm kind of surprised how much darker it got after I got back. I left, by the way. I went to Wawa to see if I could get batteries, but they didn't have any. So, oh wells. I do have some flashlights here, none that are useful except for this one. I'll use it. So I'm just going to get to the end of this. I'm going to go ahead and grab what I can. I did it. I got some good, solid looks of Saturn. You can even see the rings. They're not dominant, but they're definitely there. I got some good pictures. Honestly, just that alone made this whole night worth it. Seeing Saturn was, well, the pictures won't do it justice. Seeing it through the actual telescope itself is breathtaking. It's amazing. I can't wait to see Jupiter. Guys, but with that, I am going to call it a night. It is late. I am tired. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Please like and subscribe. I could really use the support. And I hope that you guys continue to follow me. Any comments, if you guys have any suggestions on any equipment that you think I should recommend it. Oh, and there went my last light. Oh, there we go. Any suggestions on gear, anything, please write it in the comments. Up for any suggestions on anything I can use, any techniques that you think that are better. So we do have a very busy month in July, so I am definitely going to try to get some stuff out wherever I can. You know, I work in the medical field, so I do work a lot of hours. So, you know, guys, keep it real. Thank you, and remember, eyes up, New Jersey.
Thank you.
you.